Good morning. Welcome to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. Yeah. Let's break out those Sony Walkmans, kick back on your waterbeds because we're coming in hot today. I am Ray Dudley, your host of NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I can smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. My God. Yeah. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on those Sony Walkmans. Yeah, put that earplug in. You'll hear us clearer. 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. You can find us at nhtalkradio.com should you happen to be out there, skirting the interwebs at night and need a friend. Check us out, nhtalkradio.com. All right. So I happened to be out on Instagram the other day. Somebody was following me, and I'm like, what is going on with these folks? And I look, and I said, I got to invite these folks over. This morning in studio, Tyler LaPlant. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ray. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Oh, dude, you're welcome. You are so welcome. So I happen to see you have this film called Joey's Big Reveal.
Yes.
I'm like, this looks interesting. So why don't you give us just a quick kind of overview, if you can, of what's happening there, and then we'll get into your personal stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Joey's Big Reveal, it's a project that I wrote, directed, and produced. And it's essentially a group of mobsters are all hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
And
one
of them has a very deep personal secret, as many mobsters do, that unfortunately gets revealed to his group of buddies. And throughout the film, he kind of loses it and keeps revealing more and more personal information about his life that nobody else really had any business knowing. And then from there, we get to see what a night in the life of Joey is like. So,
let me say that was very diplomatically done, because he sent me the film, a 5-minute short.
Yeah.
I was dying. So anyway, all right, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Give me some of your background. What have you been doing? How did you get into all this?
Sure. So I grew up in Nashua, New Hampshire, and I took the film and video, like TV broadcast production program at South. So it was like a CTE program that they run there. 2-year program, you get behind a camera, like, you're making short films, but you're making, projects like this. You're doing a lot of like newsroom sort of stuff. So I got into that. I did that for a while. And then, I graduated and I had gotten myself an internship with this production company in Nashua, New Hampshire called New Sky Productions.
Yeah.
They did a lot of like, kind of like, they were ads, but they were like really good ads. And they were like the kind of like that documentary style type ads. And they were always for like local businesses. Yep. It was really great company. I learned a lot of technical skills there. And, it was the middle of the pandemic. It was 2020. My boss sits me down and he's like, dude, you want to go make movies? Like, go make movies. You're done here. So I got like,
what? We being fired?
Yeah, I was being let go so that I could, it sucked at the time.
I was like, you into the wild? Go run free.
Yeah, pretty much. But honestly, it was the best thing ever because I started working the short film circuit in like Massachusetts, and this was a time where there's a lot of film work happening, and a lot of the people who would do this professionally would just go on the weekends, help out with their buddy's short film, and then I was like 19 years old, something like that, working on these projects. And I started meeting a lot of industry professionals. And, from there, I just kept going. And I worked as a production assistant, and I've worked in art department. And eventually I moved over into the lighting department. So I work as a grip. And the best way to describe what I do is like I shape light, and I create shadows, and I diffuse light.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah. I'm
you're
that
the guy who walks out with that big white.
Yeah, the bounce. Yeah. So I've been gripping now for I'm 4 years. I think I'm coming up on 5 years. So I've been very blessed and fortunate.
For one company, or are you like a freelancer?
No, I'm a freelancer. So like I'll just work from like project to project pretty much. So I'll do commercials, I'll do music videos, but I've worked on stuff like the worst Marvel movie ever, Madam Web, which is hilarious. But
we're all geeks here.
Yeah, right?
We're all geeks.
I was going to say I'm so sorry, but at the same time, I'm sure you have some great stories.
Oh, yeah. No, Madam Web was like. It was like fun to work on until it wasn't. But the movie does have a so bad it's great quality to it that like a lot of there is some entertainment value there, and I'm very proud of working on that.
So bad it becomes actually kind of good.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did they film that?
That was mostly in Massachusetts.
It was?
Yeah, so like I've only done a few jobs in New York, but most of my gigs are I Want to Dance with Somebody, the Whitney Houston movie that came out a few years ago. That was Massachusetts. The movie Challengers, that was Massachusetts. Walking Dead, Dead City, films in Worcester. Worcester.
Damn, I got to get on my agents. We're Slate. They're not sending me any of these auditions. What's happening out there? I could easily be old guy sitting in a restaurant.
You got to get with Boston Casting.
I am with Boston Casting.
Really?
Yes. I was with them when you had to
Hire
go in
Ray
and
more,
actually
guys.
sit in that stupid bench, and 15, 20 other people look just like you all going for the same role.
Jeez, you're out here doing God's work.
Yeah, I like Boston Cat. They're really good, but they don't send me as much stuff anymore. I did some stuff with them. I was a body double for Burt Young. He was
really?
Rocky's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
There was a film that did down there. Tony DiNucci, I think, did a film down there.
They did Shutter Island.
Yeah.
the
That's
Scorsese
right.
movie, yeah.
That was a big one. Mm-hmm. That was a crazy film.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no Madam Web, but.
I know. Scorsese has a thing or two to learn from those guys.
Yeah. So many people dog that film. So all of the things you do you like being the grip, or do you would you prefer to be on the other side? Now, you've written and directed this one, but
So like I love.
Is there an itch you're trying to scratch there?
Yeah, honestly I love it because I feel like a rock star. It kind of is like a it's 12-hour days. Like you're in the thick of it. You got to be quick on your feet. You got to be a problem solver. You got to be a team player. Like it's not easy, and so I really enjoy it. And so many of my close friends and mentors now are grips and electricians who work within the lighting department, and those guys and girls are fantastic. Yeah. And I love what I do very much, and it's a great way to pay the bills, when there is work. Ultimately, career wise, I'd like to be writing and directing. But I'm at a point now where I love being on set. Mm-hmm. I can't do a 9-to-5 sort of job. That's not really how I operate. God bless you. I like the freelance lifestyle, and so far, if I can make good money gripping and then put it into my work and make sure all my buddies get paid, then I'm happy doing that.
Yeah, good for you. When I was when the couple of films I had done down in Boston, I don't think most people realize how many people are on a set.
It's insane.
It is insane.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at the monitor with the director, and I'm watching, and you see two people on screen. But as you look around, there's like 50 to 100 other people. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable what it takes to put a movie together.
I mean, I think the big thing is a lot of people are it's an inconvenience to have something filmed in a big town, but it creates so many jobs, and so many of those people are local. And what's really unique about the New England film scene is that it's smaller and tight knit. So it is harder to get on, not harder. It's actually easier to get on some of these big budget projects because if you can make an impression, with somebody, that's and they're like, all right, kid, bring on, come on. that's the thing is if
you're not a diva crying about everything,
exactly,
you keep your mouth shut, you do your job.
Yeah, but it was crazy. I'm 24 now, but I would be 19, 20 years old working on multi-million-dollar movies, and not a lot of people get that, so I'm very, very fortunate and very blessed to have had that happen for me. No, it's not. It's just so many people. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know. When you were in those earlier days, when you were kind of training up there as an intern kind of, were you picking up tips? Were you looking at things and going, oh, Oh,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm still a sponge. You got to always be a sponge.
Hang on to that thought. Ooh, you're very good there, Tyler. Very good. Oh, baby, yeah, we are one toke over the line, sweet Jesus. You're listening to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I got cabinets in here. Cabinets, I tell you. We are coming to you 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on those transistor radios. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Tyler LaPlant is in the house. We'll be talking more about Joey's big reveal in a minute. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Yeah, baby, got my Nehru jacket on and my bell-bottom pants. It's one of those kind of days. We are coming to you from the Hollywood square-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I love sitting in the center square. Ah, yes, those days. Anyway, we're talking with Tyler LaPlant, and we're talking about his short film, Joey's Big Reveal. Tyler, tell me about these folks involved. Oh, how did you meet them? Who are they? How did you pick them? Did you give me that whole deets about that stuff?
Absolutely, thank you. So, you know, I think a fun way to start is with our lovely cast.
Bada bing, baby. Good.
So, like, my movie wouldn't exist without this other New Hampshire-made movie called Ethos. It's a baseball, like, slice-of-life movie, which is, like, absolutely fantastic, like, killed at the festivals. Critics love it.
And what's it called?
Ethos. EEPHUS. It's an incredible movie made as writer-director Carson Lund, and so David Torres Jr., who plays Joey in my film, he worked in that movie. And, you know, what's really cool is back in, you know, right in the middle of the pandemic, I made a little, like, mafia short film with some friends, you know, my first short film, like, outside of high school. And we brought David on to act, and it was actually his first speaking role. Like, he had just gotten into acting. Like, he'd never really had much of, like, a background with it, but, you know, he got into it in his, like, late 30s, mid 40s. And he's so fantastic. Like, he absolutely kills it. So and Ethos was, like, you know, that was one of his big starring roles recently. So I saw that movie last year, and I was like, man, I really should have this guy. And, you know, casting was a little bit difficult. Like, I had one role, you know, my buddy in the beard. There's a bearded character. Spoiler. Yep. You know, that role, like, dropped out several times. So you know, I ended up talking to him and talking to David, and he helped me find the character to play Tony, who is also one of his co-stars on Ethos. So I'm like, all right, I have these two great guys who already have a great repertoire. You know, they can riff off of each other. You know, my longtime friend Ashton O'Brien came on, and you know, he plays Alfredo in the movie. And
that's the guy with the glasses?
No, the guy with the glasses is Tony. Tony came from Ethos. And then Pat Shea, who's, like, a little bit of, like, an Instagram celebrity. He's got, like, 150,000 followers or something like that. You know, my buddy Matt Hernan, who produced it, you know, I was having such a hard time finding the role of Christopher. I'd book somebody, and then, you know, they drop out for one reason or another. And it was like 3 days before we're filming, I still don't have Christopher. I'm, like, you know, losing my mind a little bit. And Matt's like, hey, this guy's down. So I hit him up. Pat Shea, who's, like, an actor out of, like, Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and hilarious dude, makes really funny stuff online. So it kind of fell in my lap. So, like, it was a really beautiful mix of just, like, people I know, people David knew, and a few kind of, like, you know, I guess Pat Shea was the only, like, wild card, because I'd never actually, no, wait, we did work together on a movie that I was best boy grip on called Shattered Ice. So and he was one of the supporting roles in that. So, like, I think I pretty much knew everybody, like, pretty well. So it was like this cool, tight knit New England cast. And then, you know, on the crew, I've just been working with so many incredible people throughout the years. So I was just, I just get to kind of pick out like my friends who are, I've worked alongside and watched
kind
grow.
of an Adam Sandler story there, isn't it?
I know. I love hiring my friends and
you should.
and getting them on. Kat Holm, she was our amazing DP. Mel Nestrick was our gaffer, handling lights. Matt Hernan produced, but he also came on to key grip. Dan Ireland key grip. I think at one point with all the background and cast and crew and everybody, I think we had like 40 people in one
believe
house
that.
for filming. It was insane.
I know.
It was crazy.
I want to ask you in a second about how you go from storyboard to actual production day here, but the photos out there on your Facebook page, which if you want to, you want to give URLs and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My Instagram is Tyler Video 27. You can find me on Facebook, Tyler LaPlant. And then my short film page is Joey's Big Reveal. Just look it up. No underscores, nothing like that.
Warning.
My buddy Ashton, who plays Alfredo, he did double duty as our BTS photographer for like the second half of the day, and then my friend Will for the first half of the day handled BTS, and then he played one of the background members of our cast, which I don't want to give too many details away. But yeah,
the photos are fascinating because when I looked at them, I thought, "Whoa, there's some money here. This is not, you're not filming here with your iPhone. No. There's somebody geeked out and got you some decent stuff there. I don't know how that happens, but if you want to tout how all that came about, jeez.
I mean, really, I was, I worked my butt off last year, and I didn't really. I tried doing a crowdfunding. It didn't really go through, and I hate going around on the internet asking people for money.
I know.
So I'm like, all right. So I just kind of financed everything myself, pretty much, and it was
Well, you funded all that yourself?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But that's incredible.
Well, yeah. So
that was not short money. I mean,
you got to pay to play, and the thing is, like, it costs money to make movies, and I want this to feel like a movie. I mean, it might be 5 minutes long.
It's brilliant.
But the thing is like it's not just about bringing on really talented people. It's also about giving them the proper tools that they need. So,
excellent point.
To that point, though, everybody who gave me a break on rentals and gave me a really decent rate for their kits, thank you so much. Because everybody got paid, which was a really big important thing for me.
That's huge.
Well, yeah, because it's like so many of these. I kind of came up working for free on short films, which like when there is work, I love doing that. I don't mind helping people out.
Yeah.
But like right now, between the strikes and COVID, and then now it's just like the industry here is like kind of weird. So when there's not enough work going around, I can't ask like 20 people if they want to just come spend 12 hours working for free.
So
it's tough.
You paid all those people?
I did.
Dude, that's big of you. I mean that. I mean, you could have called in some chits and said, but
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
I'm serious. When you look at those photos, though, this is like a professional set.
That was the idea.
Yeah, no,
these guys are professionals. That's why they're here. They're great.
Wow. Dude, kudos. I mean that. Kudos. Because you really could have. You just said, I got this little short. I'm going to do it. Do you want to be in or out? But that's really huge. I mean, yeah, that's big of you. The what was the name of the guy who was the lead again?
David Torres Jr.
I looked at it, I said, I know this guy. Don't, but he's got one of those faces where I'm like, I swear I've seen him 100 times. I don't know him from Adam, but he's really good.
He just wrapped on a movie, actually, in I think Philadelphia. Elmwood Park or something like that. You can see it on his socials, but he's staying busy, and he's really talented.
Good for him.
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in David. I got a lot of faith in all the cast. They're very, very exceptionally talented.
Yeah, it shows. Yeah. It shows. Were there any problems getting it together?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a labor of love, and it's like it takes a village. I wouldn't have my movie without my producers, Matt Hernan, Justine Leslie Smith, Tedo.
Do we see them in the background photos? You have photos of the crew.
I'm going through and every single person or every single department on the crew the crew where I have photos of everybody. So I'm a photographer myself, so I take my BTS seriously.
That
it's gotta
explains
be
a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, Sorry, I lost track a little bit. What was your question?
No, no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
I was saying how they these background people the photos from the background you can tell
Yeah.
they're all.
That's Ashton O'Brien's work and William Joseph George Hall. They're both amazing filmmakers and photographers. And I was like, I'm gonna be too busy, directing this movie and to really worry about photos so much. So to have them just there in the background and I'm like, I trusted them. These guys know what they're doing. And I have hundreds and hundreds of photos. So there's still more to come. I gotta keep the content train going on the Instagram.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
So tell me about the set. Did you have to have that built? Or did you use somebody's house? What?
Yes. So one of many of Matt Hernan's, my producer's amazing contributions was him and his 5 roommates letting us use their house in Hanover for free to film for the day, which was huge. Location costs usually at least $2,000 to $3,000 for stuff. It's a lot. So
because you're renting somebody's.
Pretty much, yeah. And so, my buddy Matt's been working in the industry for years, and we kind of came up to...
No, it's okay. You can finish that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, we came up together. So, so we used his house, and it was awesome,
All right, hang on. I'm going to get into some details with you in a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang on, folks. Kick back, light that incense, get that lava lamp fired up. Because, we are deep. You're listening to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the dating game like things of the WKXL studios in Kankit, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. We will be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. You can find us at nhtalkradio.com when you get a little lonely and you're out there on the interwebs. Yeah, check us out. nhtalkradio.com. There's a heck of a lot of stuff out there. Tell you a little bit more about what goes on out there later. We're coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. So I go to get all my back rubs, baby, all my back rubs. Tyler LaPlant's in the house. We're talking about his short film, Joey's Big Reveal. Tyler, tell me about, let's geek out here for a second.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Talk about the equipment, because, again, I brought up that you're not filming on an iPhone here.
No.
When I see the photos, I'm like, wait, this is a big production company. This you were serious. You folks, you buckled down and got the real stuff. So geek out. Tell me.
Yeah. So my DP, Kat Holm, she's incredible. I've been working with her for, since when I started, and we kind of started around the same time. And watching her journey into director of photography has been incredible because she's so incredible. Mm-hmm. And so she shot on her Pixis. It's made by Blackmagic. It's 6K, which is nice.
Ooh,
we can do.
Cutting edge.
Yeah.
You dog.
I feel bad. I'm forgetting the name of our lenses, but a New Hampshire DP gave us an incredible deal on renting those, which was nice.
Nice.
So that's why it has that nice cinematic look.
And it does.
Kat also really worked hard on, this is going to be for the real gearheads, for on the LUT, which is essentially, it's kind of it's essentially a filter, but it gives an idea of what the color grade or what it's going to potentially look like. So she worked really hard on that, came up with a few custom ones, and it really fit the tone of the movie well. And as far as lighting gear goes, we had a full Genie package from Cinema Toast, owned by Mel Nestrick. For anybody.
Where's that located?
Cinema Toast is they have they store their stuff at this place called New England Studios in Devens, Massachusetts.
Okay.
But Cinema Toast is like a rental service. So if you have any sort of music video, doc, short, feature, You need lights, look up
Yeah?
Cinematos, they'll take care of you.
Good tip.
So, we had the suite of like aperture fixtures. I think we had a couple of HMIs playing, which are like, the old like RE, the old not fluorescent. I guess fluorescent.
Yeah?
No, not fluorescent. No, tungsten.
The real lights.
Yeah.
Not that LED stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like I love using the old stuff. I love when things look like movies.
Yeah.
And we really had an amazing crew who gives it very like, I know everybody says this like cinematic feel, but like I want it to look and feel and sound, which is very important, like a real movie. And and they worked their butts off and did an incredible job doing that.
It looks beautiful.
Oh yeah. And then we're using Premiere Pro and some After Effects stuff. And
what do you guys use them for editing?
Adobe Premiere Pro.
You are?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And my editor, Noah Schachter, he's incredible. He's like Rain Man, but instead of counting cards, it's editing. Maybe that part gets cut out, but
It's okay.
and but no, he's fantastic.
If that's the closest we get to the FCC today, I'll be happy.
Yeah, we can make one gambling reference. Why not?
What? How long? So, okay, I want to talk to you about a day. How long did it take you to film it, and what did a day look like? Because it looked like there was a heck of a lot going on. As someone who has seen what happens in the background,
Oh yeah.
Your actors can show up later in the day because by the time everybody sets up their lights, their cameras, they get everything set. Tell me about a day there.
So it was. I think we only had technically 15 or 20 minutes of overtime, which was really good. That was I was worried we were going to be an hour over, but we made the day in 12 hours. I only had to cut a shot.
Did you film it all in one day?
We filmed it all in one day.
Nice.
All in one location.
Wow.
So the basement serves as the first scene, where 2/3 of the movie take place, and then Joey eventually leaves that area and he goes back to his home. And his home, we just used the the living room and upstairs section, and yeah, I mean it was really I could not have done this without my associate producer and assistant director Justine Leslie Smith. She ran a tight ship.
Yeah,
we had. There were parking issues. We couldn't get the gear trailer in. Oh. So we had to have everybody move cars. And then that was
the things
fiasco.
You don't think about.
So and then, a couple of the cast members were a little bit late. And then I keep getting 2 or 3 calls oh, I'm running a few minutes behind. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It sucks. But yeah, we're going to make it up. So, the cast gets in, the crew starts trickling in. And right away, I unfortunately, just given the nature of everybody's schedule, I was not able to do very many, table reads, no in-person rehearsals.
Yeah?
So...
Was everybody off book when they got there?
Yeah, no, they I
mean, not
knew
as
it.
much, but still,
yeah.
it's
but no, it was great. We spent probably an hour, and we ran through the scene 15 or 20 times, just
nice.
Okay, let's do it again, and at that point we were able to come up with some improvs, and I wrote those down so that we could throw them back into the script. Kind of stealing that from Judd Apatow because he likes to do that. But yeah, it was...
some of the greatest stuff out there is
I know.
ad-lib stuff.
Exactly. So, it was really great. They were rehearsing, and then crew finally got in, and art department, dressed the set, and my production designer, Mia Ray Strom, she killed it. She turned this, kind of almost frat... Matt's going to be mad at me. Frat house-esque basement into this kind of fun hangout space. So, and then once the lighting was fairly simple for the first scene. So it was more we really only had kind of one. I think it's called an F-22. It's a tile light that just lit the whole space, the main table. So, and that was in the low ceiling. So we were able to shoot at a pretty fast pace, and it was once we got into it, we found our flow. Things worked well, I didn't. There was only one thing where I got a little frustrated at the crew, but it was brief and
that never happens.
It's more fun. It's more funny than anything. But no, it was crazy. Like, you know, I've seen days go good. I've seen days go horrendously bad, and I like to think that the crew morale was good. Yeah, and it was a 12-hour day. Yeah, which is standard, which sucks, but it's
still
standard.
They can be long.
But like, yeah.
Oof. There's some shots in there. You know, the opening shots that in it. I was fascinated by those. It pulled me. There's no sound for some reason.
We're waiting on that.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
You know, the pouring of the drink. I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful shot. I don't know how you thought of all the things you could have maybe started with. That was really nice. I mean, it was clear, it was crisp, very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean. Who thinks of those kinds of things?
So I definitely, and originally I wanted to have one of those openings where like somebody's telling the last half of a funny story and then they finish and everybody laughs, and then that the inserts are kind of cut in between that. And I'm like, okay, well, a lot of movies kind of start out like that. Yeah. But no, I think inserts like really, it's a fun way to start because like, you know, it tells you like, okay, they're smoking and drinking and playing cards, and like it gives the setting of like some sort of hangout space, you know, amongst these mobsters. So it was really just like, okay, what's the best way that we can, you know, kind of have a fun way of being like, okay, this is the space that they're in. Yeah. And
it was so nice. It hooked me right away. I mean,
we plan on having some like jazz that's kind of playing up until the confrontation scenes. So like, you know,
Wait, you're not going to have like Louis Prima singing in the background there?
Stop. So the past like 2 years, I've been like listening. It's so embarrassing. This is such a weird side note.
I'm old.
My girlfriend and I are obsessed with Louis Prima. Oh. We listen to so much Louis Prima. Like, I'm an Italian American, so like this is huge for my culture and my people. But like, oh my God.
Yeah. Got him. Hang on. Oh, he's touting his heritage here. We got him going good. You are listening to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the Rowan and Martin Laughing Like Pigs of WKXL Studios in Canton. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Tyler LaPlant is in the house, giving us the deets, baby, on this short film, Joey's Big Reveal. Yeah, rolls off the tongue. Not when you're old. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Ooh, we are having a ball today. Yeah, don't get too comfortable on those water beds. Make sure you got the heater on. That comes from experience. We're talking with Tyler LaPlant, talking about his short film, Joey's Big Reveal. Tyler, tell me about, so it's only 5 minutes long, but do you have plans to make it longer? Maybe not. Maybe this is a one and done kind of thing. Where do you go from here?
This is very much, it's in the style of this Netflix show called I Think You Should Leave. It's been a huge, Tim Robinson and guys like Tim Robinson and Connor O'Malley have been huge comedic influences for me. And I do not want to make Joey's Big Reveal a feature film, but I plan on doing a festival run with this.
You do?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Nice.
I didn't pour in everything I poured in to
just leave it on the table
to not get some laurels around that poster. But so I want to do a festival run. Which is going to be fun to navigate. I'm hopefully, I'd like to submit to like Boston Underground Film Festival, Massachusetts Independent Film Festival. The New Hampshire actually has a huge film festival.
We have a couple
Oscar
of them,
quality.
Actually. Yeah, Portsmouth and the Red River has one up here.
So I'd like to do like a local festival run, and then try to get knock on wood, South by Southwest, something like that. I think Austin audiences would probably find this funny.
People who don't know, these are big things. We did a film. I did one with a friend of mine, Donald Tong. We just won an award out there in California for the best short. Was something indie.
Plug your short. What's it called?
It's called Death of a Hired Man. It's based on Robert Frost poem.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they said he's been putting it out there like you in festivals,
Yeah.
And they took it out there as one of the selections, and it won some Vanguard.
That's awesome. Congratulations,
thanks,
man.
So I appreciate the fact that you're trying to get it. It's not an easy thing either. No. And some of them cost, by the way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, eventually, I mean, it is a comedy at its heart. Yeah. It's an absurdist comedy. So I want the people to see it. So after the festival run, I plan on putting it online somewhere.
Good for you.
Probably on YouTube. Yep. Right now, I'm editing, so that's kind of the next step.
How long before you're done? When's it going to actually be released?
I'm waiting.
What's the time frame here?
Ray, I'd love to tell you.
God.
So I'm hoping.
You gotta be chomping at the bit to get it out there, though.
Pretty much, I'm missing like 3 pieces of the puzzle. I'm missing an insert shot. I'm missing 2 voiceovers. As of the recording of this.
Yep.
So once I get those pieces of the puzzle, the final cut's going to be pretty, I feel I'm really close to a final cut.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it's off for mixing and mastering. It's off for color correction, final round of notes, one last thing of tweaking. And then the big festivals that I want to do are happening now, so I'm gonna have to hit them for next year, which is fine. Like it's whatever. But I don't know. I guess right now my big thing is my big side project is writing my feature, Cigarette Girls. It's my first feature. That I've ever.
You want to
written.
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. It's like a. Okay. Punk rock club.
Okay.
Gets taken over, sort of, by group.
As nebulous as you get.
Yeah. And it's up to
the sanitized version. What's going on?
Yeah, and it's up to the women who vend cigarettes at the punk shows to take it back. And then I have another. I finally got the first tingle of my next short film, so I'm writing that. So I'm trying to stay busy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to stay busy.
So, when you're looking at this as putting it in a festival, what do they expect from you for festival people? For folks who don't know.
I'm still figuring that out, honestly. I just my buddy Ashton O'Brien and Matt Hernan, who worked on Joey's Big Reveal a few years ago, we made this little Super 8 movie called Bean Bandit.
Yeah,
and we've just been kind of sitting on it. And Ash and I were like,
looks hysterical too.
It's a lot of. You can actually watch that.
Cowboy film.
You can watch that on my Instagram. It's not. Yeah, okay. But we played at the first ever Southie Film Festival. That was like this past weekend. So like that was really great. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know fully what these festivals are going to want from me. Like, I think it's going to be like the big one's going to want like a cover letter of some sort, which is fine. I can talk about my movie, but and then I think obviously money, and then like I have to have like some sort of Instagram page that looks like I'm putting in effort. I think like they're going to want to see socials, like which is part of the rigmarole now. But like, thank you to all the people who are following my Instagram. By the way, no shade.
No kidding. I wanted to. Before we get too far, here's the cleaned up version of what this movie, The Prospect of Fatherhood, Oddities in the Human Anatomy, the immensely masculine energy of middle-aged Italian Americans. What does any of it mean? Sometimes your buddies don't need to know everything. That's the cleaned up version of this. It is hysterical, though. Come on.
I thought that I deleted that, actually. I don't even remember. Where did you guys find that
from? I found it this morning.
You did?
Man. Yes, of course. Doing my homework.
I thought that was pretty good. I'm like, that might be better than the script. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, that's funny. And you read that, and I'm like, oh, this
I wanted to sound really
sounds
deep.
Like a very deep. You read that, and then you see it, and you're like, wait, is this the same movie here?
Oh man,
it's hysterical. So some of the shots, were any of them really tough to get for you? I mean, it looks fairly easy, but I know that there's some like time you get.
Oh, yeah.
The daylight leaves you. You know, now granted, you were inside for most of it, but you know what?
Yeah.
He's at his house. He's standing in front of the door. You know, and the clock's ticking.
Yeah. So, the very last shot of the movie, which is like it's a oneer, so it's a scene, but it's one shot. So the camera is like slowly pushing in, and we did that on a super wide angle lens. I think it was like 15 millimeter or something for like the gearheads out there. That's pretty wide.
Okay.
And it was on a Steadicam, which was also cool. My buddy John Little, amazing camera operator. You know, we're doing this, and we ended up probably doing this thing. And this is you know, I have background moving in the, you know, I have background actors moving around. I have, you know, different cues and everything. And you know, we did 3 takes. It was like, you know, it's like, all right, you know, we got to keep going. We ended up, I think we did it like 5 or 6 times.
You did?
Yeah, and that was, you know, it was necessary for sure. And this is actually ties back to something I mentioned before. Like the one time I got a little bit frustrated. We had a production assistant, not naming names, Rhea, and I'm just messing. So we had this production assistant who was supposed to cue in the very last person for the last cue. That I have somebody walk in the house.
Yep, that's not just somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler.
And so I was like, okay, you know, cue so and so. Guys, where is he? And then like I yell cut, and what's so funny is like I guess they were still rolling a little bit, and all you hear me say is in the background is, guys, what happened on that one? Like I didn't swear, like I didn't freak out, but that was the only time I was like, all right, what's going on here?
What was going on?
The PA
outside
was,
having a smoke.
Yeah, something like that. No, look, nobody's perfect, but that's that's how you learn.
So let's get into the your long one here. What's the name of your feature one you want to work on?
Cigarette Girls. Yeah.
Where are you in the process for that?
Honestly, I'm not 100% where I want to be. I've been kind of lazy with. It's not written. It's in the process of being. I'm going through the first draft now. You know, taking the words of my writing and director mentor Victor Herman, you know, dearly. So I'm trying to get into a good writing schedule. Victor Herman's incredible. Go check out his stuff. Woodshedding. He's got like a dance short film out, like / music video that's really like kind of inspiring. It's gorgeous. Yeah, so I'm really trying to get into a good process of writing. I'm doing research. I'm watching this movie, this documentary, the Decline of Western Civilization, which is like an incredible punk documentary. Oh my god! So really, it's like it's tough trying to like write a period piece, but like I've been going to punk shows for a while. You know, like I feel like I kind of get an idea of what these people are about. Yeah. So you know, I don't know. I guess the best way to describe this one is kind of like Green Room a little bit.
So you still in your discovery phase then? You're just trying to gather information about what's the scene? Oh, seriously? Oh, my God, we're done. Oh, my God. Tyler, give us the details. Your Facebook page, your Instagram.
Joey's Big Reveal on Instagram. My personal page, Tyler Video 27 on Instagram. You know, you can find all of my cast and crew on there. Follow them, hire them. Union movies are better. Thank you for everything, Ray. I appreciate you.
Hey, if you need an old man and you need a voice guy, we're here.
You're going to be the first call.
All right. You're listening. Yeah, see, I snuck that in. You're listening to NH Unscripted, but you knew that. We are coming to you from the Green Acres like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. Yeah, I think that's Arnold Ziffel sniffing around here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls of Manchester. NH.radio.com is our URL. See you on the next one.